Good morning. Yesterday was the last day of corn planting, corn planting. Today is the last day of bean planting. Phil's got about 90 acres to plant yet, so he's getting ready to head to the field. Dad is taking his truck and seed tender over to where we're going, to where he's going. I gotta go pick him up. So now the planting's over, it's time to start mowing everything. Now, so Brock's here. He's going to get this ready to go. We want to get our tillage equipment unhooked, and we park it in the grass out back because that's where we have room to put it. But we want to mow it down tight before we unhook stuff. So he's going to get this hooked up and ready to go. We got to change our PTO shaft from the 540 RPM shaft to the 1000. So he's got to do that, go through this, check all the gearboxes, make sure they're good, grease it. Clearly did not get cleaned off very well last fall. Funny how that happens sometimes, but don't have to check the air pressure in the tires at least. Yeah. All right, well, Brock works on that. I'm going to get some other stuff cleaned up here. Those bags we can burn at some point here. I've got a few full bags of corn left. We've got those 3 on that pallet. And then there's some on the planter yet. I'm going to drive this over there so we can get them off, and I'll take them back to the seed warehouse. If somebody else needs them, they can have them. If nothing else, I'll just send them back or whatever. We'll figure that out. I am not ready to clean the planter up yet because I don't know that we aren't going to have any replant. Like, I hope to not have any replant. Oh, come on. But I cannot guarantee it yet until all the corn is out of the ground. And so we're going to just leave the corn planter set for a week or two. Well, we may, I don't know, we'll evaluate next week. We may unhook it, get the anhydrous bar hooked up, but we're going to not clean it up and put it away until we're confident that our corn is all in good shape. It is not warm today. At least not yet. Dad had his Carhartt on this morning. We avoided a frost, but it was down to 34 degrees. Actually, Dad said we did have some patchy frost, but I think our beans will be okay. That would have been catastrophic to get a hard freeze right now, but it wasn't that. So, all right, there's our 8 bags we can return. So a big part of the reason why I have 8 bags of extra seed is, one, there was 2.5 bags of carryover from last year that I had kind of forgotten about, open bags that we used up. And 2, I got some of those new hybrids for next year that we got to try. So I had 8 bags of one of them and 4 bags of another. So there was 12 bags there that I didn't account for. Usually I try and end up just a little bit short so that I have room for stuff like that, or I can use a little bit more. But yeah, we ended up with a little extra this time. So my forklift there has developed a pretty substantial oil leak. My battery's gonna turn. Saw that coming. Anyway, I had that woodchuck get in here, and this forklift had been sitting there for 2 or 3 days just fine, and then something got in here, and all of a sudden it was leaking oil everywhere, and it's coming from underneath, and I'm wondering if it got in here and got a hose or something. But it's underneath, so we had to get the battery, or take the battery out to be able to get to it to see anything. Now I can see, I think it's that big hose right there. I'll do a little investigating. Maybe it's just a clamp. It's this one right there. Sure looks like something with sharp teeth tried to eat it. Dang it. It's all chewed up, a bunch of spots. Okay, we got to figure out where it goes. So it was right to there. So hopefully that's an easy fix. And it's not even, it's a return hose. It's not even a high pressure hose. So we might have some of that around. Well, at least it's a cheap fix. Good news. I found a chunk of hose that seems to be better quality than the heater hose that was on there. This should work though. So we'll get that put on. And I got a bucket of oil. That is not what's in there. That's High Guard. But it's hydraulic oil. This is effectively an oil change for my forklift, I guess. I would have preferred to catch the oil rather than dump it on the floor, but whatever. And I'm going to throw this pallet on there, and we're going to take it back. Okay, new hose is in place. Now let's see how much oil we need. Ugh, if I can get the cap off, holy crap, I have to get some pliers. All right, that forklift is usable again. Now we just got a oil puddle to clean up. Ugh, my bag of oil dry is empty. I'll have to get some more. I took Brock and Anna to lunch, and we're grabbing our tank. We'll pull this home. It can be put away. Brock, it can be put away.
Start of the season.
Means it has to be clean before you can put it away. So we'll get power washed a little bit. Anna, everybody wants to know what you're doing.
I'm so sorry, everybody, but I am not coming back to the farm in the foreseeable future. I am moving to Iowa, and I have a job with Corteva Agriscience in the Associate Territory Manager program, and I'm going to be working with the Pioneer Seed business. So, sorry.
Some people want to know where in Iowa you're going to be. You don't have to tell them that.
I'm going to be in southeast.
Southeast, yeah.
That's all I'll tell you.
So yeah, she's scoping out the competition for us. I think that's what we're calling it.
Ooh. Don't tell my boss.
Don't tell your boss that. No, she got a good job. She'll be fine. But she's working for the competition. What are you gonna do? So we've got this home. Brock is gonna clean it up real quick. This won't take a whole lot to clean. It's not a lot here, so we'll wash it down. We do need to make sure that this is empty and put some RV antifreeze in the pump, mostly is all I'm really concerned about here. I don't even think we used that pump once this spring. It's really not super necessary that it is there. So yesterday I told you that I was not ready to clean up the corn planter yet, in case we had some replant issues or something. So you might be wondering, why are we cleaning that up? Well, even if we have to replant, we aren't going to put more starter fertilizer down. The fertilizer is already there, and we'll be able to plant is close enough to being right in those exact rows that we don't need to put more fertilizer down. If we do have to replant, we'll use up what's on the planter. We may throw some water in just to have something running through the lines, but we will not need to pull our tank. All right, the tank is clean. I got all of the empty boxes loaded up or already taken down to the seed warehouse, so we're going to take the rest of them down there. I'm going to make Brock come down and help me fold boxes that are down there from what Phil's planted this week, and we're going to go stuff this in the new barn back in the corner. Oh look, it's the boss. I like it. We we knew we wouldn't need it in the spring, at least wouldn't need it very much. We didn't, but we're going to stick that tank way back here because this corner is sort of hard to get powered equipment into. And there's room there, so we might have to move that stuff out of there. But we'll stuff her in there as best we can. We're gonna move this out of the way too, so it's not right in the middle here of everything. Put it over there. Brock and I were putting them boxes away and cleaning stuff up, and Dad called me. He is over fixing some tile in the field where Phil is finishing up planting beans, and he needed some pieces. So we're gonna take him this. Well, I'm gonna take it. Brock is putting some tractors away, and then he's got to go, so he's going to go home, which is fine. Phil is just about done planting beans. He was down to about 40 acres, and he had just put the last box in the planter. We were trying to figure out, he's going to be a little bit short, but we're trying to figure out how much. We've got some open plot bags that we're going to use up just like we did on the corn. And I threw some extra bags on. We're going to take them too because they're in the same field. That way he'll have plenty of seed to finish up there. Use up whatever bags he needs. Last field. Phil's about got her done. Leave Dad's truck there with the extra beans in it. The tile's in there. He should be good. I had Brock pick up my forms and clean up a little bit from around our concrete stuff before he left, so I was just getting a few more little things and some tools that were left down here. It's been a week. We could probably drive on it at this point. I need to get some stone down here and put on this edge. But Dad's got the backhoe, so I'll have to wait until he gets back with that, and then we can build up our driveway and feather stuff out a little bit so we can get up on there and park in my garage again. He's also got a trailer load of dirt down there we're going to dump right here to help build this whole area up. And I don't know, pretty soon I'm thinking about pouring sidewalk. That's the next project here. Is I want to come off somewhere right in there and come out here and pour some sidewalk up to our front steps. It will never be used. It is purely for aesthetics, but we can't really do much of the landscaping here until the sidewalk gets poured. So I want to get that done sooner rather than later. Just walked out in the field here, just by my house. I really wish I could row these beans better, but when I come out here and look, I'm more encouraged than when I drive by, let's say. There are a few beans out here, or quite a few beans, and they're still coming. And they're popping through this crust, which is really quite amazing. I mean, like, see this spot right here? That one's gonna make it. Some more right there. So, are they nice and even? Nope, not even close. Are they gonna make it? Yeah. Yeah, they are. That one's there. We just need a good rain. Help soften everything up, get these last stragglers out of the ground. There's one coming. And it's going to be a little bit of a reduced stand, but we got plenty for beans. I mean, we only need 60, 80,000 to have full yield potential. So those ones are popping through. I'm encouraged. It looks good. Now this big long gap here is not great, but there's probably some in there that if we could soften the ground up, they would make it. It's just so hard. So, yeah. I don't know where they're at exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Time will tell. But the ability to capture that sunlight early on beans is a huge advantage. So I think these beans, because they're up, they're capturing sunlight, right? I mean, those little solar panels are going to work, and they're going to cover this ground up quicker than the beans that are being planted today or later. And you got to remember that the ones that we planted early weren't in lieu of the ones that would have been planted ideally, you know, the first 2 to 3 weeks of May. They were in lieu of the ones that we would have planted from today on, because today is the day that we are finishing. So anything that we would not have planted in April, we would still be working on trying to get planted. And so it's the difference between everything from now on out compared to the ones that were, you know, planted into that, at the time, good soil, but cold conditions that got a little crusty. We'll see. I still think we made the right decisions in planting as much as we did early. Well, I guess I'm gonna go home. I've been waiting for Phil to pull in the driveway to be able to tell you guys that we are officially done planting soybeans, but hasn't made it here yet. He had 90 acres of beans to plant, and it's 4:30, and he hasn't got them done yet. I forget how slow those 40-foot planters that you can't drive fast are. But I just checked the My John Deere app, and he has got like 2 rounds to go. So we're gonna call it done planting soybeans for the purposes of this video. Tomorrow it's supposed to be raining. I sure hope it is, but I have a feeling it's going to be later in the day before it starts raining. So we'll see. But if we've got some time in the morning before the rain starts, maybe we'll go check some fields and see how some of these crops are coming. See if our corn that was planted a week ago tomorrow is coming out of the ground or not yet. I bet it's awfully close. And we'll just have to go see how everything's doing. But that's the plan for tomorrow. I don't know what else is going on. I'm sure we'll find something to do. Dad's got the backhoe back. I can work on my driveway a little bit. And we'll go from there. So thanks for watching this one. slows down for a week or so here, and then things pick right back up when we start side dressing corn. Dad's got some spraying to do yet, although he did some this morning. He shouldn't have a lot to do. But yeah, it doesn't slow down in the summer like it does in the winter. So we've got lots of things to do and lots of projects to work on. We'll see if we want to dive into a summer project here anytime soon or not. So have a great night, everybody. We'll see you probably tomorrow.